Freedom 35, 5, 5, 5.
Dude, start the podcast.
Wow.
Recording, Gordon?
Record, Gordon.
All right, guys. Well, welcome back to Freedom 35ers CNFT Podcast, episode 5. Technically, episode 6 if you've been here since the OG days. My name is Tommy. I go by TLWMY.
My name is TJ. I go by Lazy T.
And I'm the other Tom. I go by Lavish Bear.
And tonight, LeVar Burr.
LeVar
Burr. And together we make up Freedom 35ers. This week, we got a lot to talk about, guys. We had a bunch of new NFT projects that we had minted into. We may be in a CNFT Bear Market. Who knows? And we got to discuss, of course, the hottest Degen shitcoin that's currently on the Cardano blockchain, the Hosky token. That's kind of taken over the storm. So a lot to talk about this week, a lot of recapping that we got to do. We had to sit down with Corn and Friends. That was awesome. I got to meet their team. That mint just happened out today. We've had I got my Derplings that are trying to hatch and having some issues with them coming up. And also one of our favorite guys, aeoniumsky, dropped a new car collection tonight too. So fun stuff to get into, guys. Just recapping.
We're nailing that name now. Nailing
what,
that name.
Aeonium?
Aeoniumsky, yeah.
I don't even remember.
Now. Yeah,
I don't even
exactly.
remember what I used to call.
I can't mess it up anymore. Yeah, exactly. We were trying to remember it the other day, and I was just like, I can't even figure it out anymore because it just doesn't sound right.
Aeoniumsky. What was it? It was like aeoniumsky. It was aeoniumsky.
Yeah.
Aeoniumsky. TJ, what was yours?
Aeoniumsky.
Yeah, one of them. No.
Right there.
Yeah, it was pretty close, right? So, but no, dude. So recapping, we got the chance to talk to one of the OGs and the CNFT world, Corn and Friends. Back early this week, we got a chance to do a sit down with them, our second one, and we got to talk about their new release of Corn Gang, the new NFT project that is now going to be an access token into an actual NFT animated web series, the first one of its kind on the Cardano blockchain. Guys, how did you feel about it? That was a fun interview, huh?
I would say I really enjoyed the interview. I thought they were both really cool and down to earth. And honestly, I felt they were very similar to us. I thought we got along well with them. We got their references with some of the jokes they were talking about, and just the stuff that's going on with the Corn Gang as far as the future for them. I think they have a very promising future as far as that animated series on the Cardano blockchain. So that's going to be really cool to see. Can't wait for that to come out, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got to meet. It was Cornelius and Jabronius.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cornelius, he does all the art, and Jabronius kind of handles the marketing, it seems like, in community outreach and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cool getting to talk to them. I mean, it's only the second one we've done, and the first one doing with Jason Matthias, where he was a photographer, and they had much more limited releases. It was kind of interesting talking to them and getting to hear about that process, doing a 10,000 drop. Today is Wednesday, we're recording this. They just did it today. So getting to hear some of that was really interesting. It was a lot of fun talking with them too. Corn obviously is just a fun community, and it's all about the humor and everything. So that fit in well.
Yeah, they definitely way more down to earth, I would say, than I thought, and it was fun too. So you can see they're pretty humble, especially Corn on some of his stuff. But his animations are sick. I know if anybody hasn't checked out the sit down yet, he's done some animations back and for Lil Nas X for one of his music videos. He's done all kinds of stuff. He's had a nice established career. I guess he was a graffiti artist at one point, or a guy was into that at some point prior to him getting into the animation that he's in now. So he has a kind of cool backstory. And then for them to get into, an actual 10K drop in order to fund an animated series and have those NFTs actually be a part of the actual, web series himself, I think that's such a cool concept. And it's something way different as far as the utility factor goes compared to maybe some of the other, projects that are out that are promising new airdrops or, some sort of rewards in the future. That's kind of cool.
I said, I've seen shows that go through Kickstarter or the GoFundMe. I think it's usually Kickstarter for shows though, to get funded. Sometimes it'll be even movies, we've seen like Super Troopers and some movies and things like that come out. It's similar to that to me, where you put money in because you want to support the project and see it get made. But in this case, you're not just putting money and like pledging it to Kickstarter. You're actually also getting, to be a part of Corn Gang and actually get an NFT and support it that way. So you get two parts, where you get to support it and see the show, and you get the NFT out of it.
Well, I think so too. I think Tommy, you've already been a part of the corn group in general before this even happened, and I think that you got some airdrops so you didn't even know that was happening or was going to happen before you even bought in on it. So I thought that was pretty cool that you got it even afterwards.
Yeah,
From it.
yeah. I was saying when we talked to him too, I didn't realize that that was one of the first Discords I think I had joined when I first was getting into CNFTs back in like August. And I had to literally scroll down my whole Discord feed because I probably have over 100 different Discords now that, just jumping into new projects and trying to stay in the community. I scrolled down when because like I think Jabroni mentioned when we were talking to him, he was like, it was kind of more just like a customer service kind of thing at the time. And they were just kind of responding as needed. There wasn't too much activity going on in the beginning. So I kind of forgot about it for a little while after I minted the series too. And then I jumped back in and they had a whole new separate channel called Old Friends in there. That's, for the first, I don't know, however many people that have been there. And it was kind of cool to see. And then all of a sudden, yesterday they did a kind of pay post your receiving address. And all of a sudden I got a brand new Corn Gang like logo airdrop sitting in my my wallet. So that was really cool of them to kind of reach back out to their community before the release of Corn Gang. But they definitely they've been promoting and I've been seeing that all over the place. So it's awesome to finally see that drop happen today because it was definitely
I was pumped for it.
huh?
I was pumped for it. I mean, I still gotta mint some more because I want the Your Mom shirt really bad.
Dude,
I want that
missed out on the Your Mom. I did not get a Your Mom.
It seems kind of rare too. I was looking at the CNFT tools, and it seems like it's not one of the more common ones on there.
Yeah,
it's still plenty left to get, but it definitely wasn't one of the more abundant ones you see. Like there's some on there that are already, you see quite a bit.
Right.
Dude, I remember we were talking about was the alien head that he had. He basically was coming out of the forehead, and I saw a few of those. I'm like, dang, man, I want one of those for that alien gang.
I don't know if now the most rare background is the transparent background, or the fake transparent background, I think it's called. And last I looked, at least right before we started recording this, there still hadn't even been one of those minted. I think there's only like 25 or 27.
Oh, really?
And I know Cornelius and Jabronis have been in the Discord all day. They've just been waiting since the mint started to see one of those actually get minted and watching pool and just waiting for one.
Well, I know because they have to hit a certain percentage, right, in order to fund the entire series. I know, I think 30% sold was pushing around like the first 2 episodes enough. So I think as of we were recording a few hours after release, it was pushed. They pushed over the first 1,000 mints on that, and they pretty much alluded because they talked about organic growth, and I think that's something that we kind of preach on our channel as well. Is we want our people who follow us to be here for us and not for some other reason, a giveaway or whatever it may be. So they kind of preach the same thing on theirs. And this wasn't going to be an instant 10,000 sellout. Like you weren't going to have to rush. So I kind of like the eased back thing of it right now. It kind of does remind me of Wraith a little bit as well, where the community could be like, hey, you know what, today I'm going to wake up and today's going to be the day I get that transparent background or whatever it is. So it's kind of cool. And it gives the community to kind of, I guess, react a little bit and grow with the actual project. I think it's kind of fun. You don't see that too often on some of the ones that sell out quick.
Well, it makes it more fun because you're not fighting just to get at least one. You're fighting for a specific one now. Like you're like, oh, I want to get that one now. I don't want just one. I want that specific one, and I still have the chance to get the one I really want. Just keep minting and supporting the group to get that.
Well, this is a case where I could see, Tommy, you've mentioned this, where why do some people list so early, like while minting's still going on? We're minting, especially because the price was only 20, which is very reasonable for getting multiples and things like that. To list if you got one that maybe you didn't like the look of and someone else may want to buy just because they can see it right then instead of taking the risk on minting or something, and maybe buy it right at. I think, the floor's kind of bounced around, but there's not a lot being boxed. There's so many still being available for minting unless it actually has those attributes. But then you can kind of sell out of that one and jump right back in and try and buy a rare, the one you want, get one of those fake transparent backgrounds.
Yeah, that reminds me a little bit of like how DeadPXLZ was when they started out. They, people were minting, and then if they didn't get something they liked, they wanted to keep it moving. So they would list it just slightly below mint price, have some people eat them up, get their ADA back, and then jump back in for the one that they were looking for. So that's kind of the same thing. And the thing that it's also kind of scary is like I see people dropping some cool ones. Like, oh, my guy looks really cool. I like the way he looks. Then I see somebody else post one in the chat. I'm like, dang, I wanted one of those too. So
I thought mine was awesome. I saw your guys's.
Dude, well, and then I saw who to call. We have one of our buddies that we text on, we said, hey, you know what, here's something that's minting today. He's like, I want to mint something. I said, here you go, here's the address. Sends it in. He got like rank 37 like a the moon stalk with like the blue and the laser like glasses, and I'm like, what the.
It's pushed up a little bit since there's been more minted, but exactly. I really like the Charlie Brown shirt. That's the one I've been looking at. I'm waiting for more to get minted because I think I might snag one off the secondary if it gets posted or one gets listed for sale.
Yeah,
I actually like the look of with the right matching because I like mine a lot. The guy I got is he's kind of got like the Gilligan's Island bucket hat, and then he's got a striped shirt on, and then but it's all blue. His hat, the shirt, and his peel's blue. His skin is it's a water skin, so it's blue too. And then it kind of has a background that kind of goes along with that. But I just like how he's all blued out. It matches really well.
Yeah, no, I think I like the look of the artwork, and it's so unique, and it just Cornelius' style in general. He has a cool art style, so I'm curious to see how once they do. I feel like over time they're going to get some steam that's running it behind it. They got a good supporting base, and I think eventually. Done. No, they're going to keep continuing on.
Well, from what I could see in the Discord today, Jabroni is saying and stuff. I don't think they had an expectation. I'm sure they would have loved to sell out in 10 minutes, but I don't think they had necessarily that expectation with, just the people live in the Discord and stuff. But they're going to, I think, keep doing live streams and spaces and stuff like that. So people, just become aware of what they're trying to do with the show. And also just because I think as people start minting more and more and they're getting retweeted and posted out there, people get in because I do like how they look a lot. They work well too for those, profile pictures and stuff like that. And it's so accessible at 28. It's easy to just.
Oh, you can't beat it.
That's why, I mean, that's why you said Liam got in. We had a couple other buddies. It was just like, send me the address real fast on, I'll do it right now on Yoroi, my phone. It's easy to do.
But yeah, I wanted to quick, just since we got some people watching too on stream, I wanted to go ahead and reach out and actually get those on screen if I can. Give it a sec here.
Yeah, because you got quite a gang going, actually. At first you sent one and I saw it and I was kind of like messing around making a picture for us. And then you're like, well, here's the rest of them. And you just dumped like 7 on me. I'm like, oh, all right, man. I had no idea you bought this many. At first you just sent the one in the chat. Like, we were all sending one. TJ, you got a little kissy lips guy, right? With the you guys both got
stoner eyes and lobster hands.
Yeah, the stoner eyes. That's right. And then you sent this one, Tommy, with the green mohawk, and he's doing acid, and he's got the lobster claw because TJ had the lobster claw one. And then I was like, cool. And I made a little picture for us with our other buddies. And then you dumped like 6 more. You're like, we'll use them all.
Well, dude, so I think I bought the I don't know which one. I got these two. The angry corn.
I like that one too. That was cool.
The angry corn one, the one she's flicking off with like they got the bra on.
I didn't know there was corns. Female corns. Yeah, that was the first time I'd actually seen that. I don't know.
I remember him mentioning it in the thing. But yeah, you got the female one with the beer can flicking them off, and then you got the the other part of the corn fangs, got the black eye, the bubble gum. Like, this is funny. Some of their humor that they have on these.
I really like the cornels on the corn, like when the skin is in all one universal color, like your blue one and your pink one, they have like the lighter blue and the darker corn, like kernels. It just really adds to it. I like that a lot because I have a couple. Well, one of them is just straight disco for mine. It's actually called like the disco attribute.
Yeah, you have a really cool looking one.
And he's got the spiral eyes and stuff like that. Like he's like hypnotized or whatever, or like knocked out in a cartoon. I really like that one. That was the second one I got. It's like I need to jump in twice here because I want a rare one. It's actually was up there too, but we'll see, when it's all said and done. Because I think they're gonna, get to some of their goals here. It seems like they got a lot more planned out.
Yeah, I hope that they do because it seems to be a very fun project. And just the guys themselves, they're so down to earth, and it was nice talking to them, and we appreciate even them just letting us get a chance to talk to them and help get that word out too. That Corn Gang's out, and what they're doing is something cool.
And answer some like genuine questions we had. It's cool hearing like how they generated the randomized drops and stuff like that. And like you said, I mean, Corn said that Lil Nas X actually wished him happy birthday, stuff like that. They've done some major projects. It was really cool getting to hear about some of that stuff. Yeah,
they seem like she'll do. So I definitely would obviously love to talk to them again, especially once hopefully we'll be talking about when episode sells out.
For the premiere of the show, hopefully
for the web browser. So that'd be cool. I'm excited for them, and I definitely will not be stopping minting of that unless it sells out overnight. I'll definitely be jumping a couple more in there with my luck, trying to press a few more of those. But we also had a bunch of other drops and things that we were going through. Another one, Tom, which we had talked about last week, was the Ethereum Cardano crossover project, the Angel Baby Hit Squad by Fettuccini and his team.
Pulled the trigger. We actually,
Dude.
you know, weren't sure. Been full Cardano, so we did it for sure.
I remember being there. We were getting ready to leave that day. I was going down for a concert, and they had just dropped. It was a stealth drop, right? Remember Jason Matthias, when we had talked to him, he was like, "It's a stealth drop," and we had no idea when it was coming. All of a sudden that day, the podcast just went up on a Friday, and then boom, it was out. And I was like, you get that instant rush on Cardano. Like if it is a big hyped up project, you're like, shit, I got to go there right now, and I better go mint because I'm going to miss out on my chance. So I was getting a little bit of that FOMO, and I kind of just sat back and I'm like, fuck, I'm going to transfer my money over to MetaMask from Coinbase into my ETH. Is there going to be a gas fee for that? How much is it going to cost? I don't know. Is it going to be clogged? So I just took a breath, and I was like in the middle of packing too. I was like, screw it. I'm just going to watch and see what happens. And then it was the first, 30, 40 minutes went by, and they'd sold about 1,000 of them. So I was just kind of patiently sitting there, and finally the FOMO really kicked in, because I remember they're getting 13 or 14 like airdrops from like big CNFT artists. And Jason Matthias actually is the first airdrop from them, but we talked about it last week. Just big names like Yummy, Clays, Happy Hoppers,
Space Buds, with Spaces doing one, the Skulls, Hype Skulls is doing one. aeoniumsky is doing one. It's just like the list is ridiculous. Just keeps going. There's so many, I forget them all.
Yeah. How was minting on the Ethereum side versus Cardano? Now you just did it firsthand. What's the comparison between the two?
I remember, so I did it first. I was the first one, and I know Tom and you had asked me about it after the fact. But so I went ahead, and I was on the computer at the time. So my MetaMask, I had my Chrome extension on, and I had a pending transaction actually from like April or something of this year that I didn't even realize it was still pending. It was something for that ramp version 2 token.
Pending.
And I went to go hit cancel on it. I'm like, dude, get out of here. I'm trying to mint something. And it was like $30. Like it was like $30 to cancel the transaction. What the fuck is this, bro? Like I'm not paying $30. I'm not gonna get the super stingy about my money right now. And I know ETH people,
especially what that can get you on. Like that's almost, that's almost another coin. Like, come on, to cancel a transaction.
To cancel the transaction, I'm like, I've never heard of something that
because it hasn't gone through in however long it's been since you last logged in, 2 months or whatever.
Yeah, and
a few trips to Chipotle. Come on now,
$30. That's one Uber Eats trip, dude.
Like, side of fries from Uber Eats.
Right. Dude, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, well, that's not going to work. But then I was like, I actually minted something on Ethereum months back, that Doge X coin, or that token. I'm like, how did I do that? And I was thinking about it. I was like 2 a.m. and it was on my phone on MetaMask. So I was like, all right, let's figure this out. My stuff's in MetaMask. Go on my browser inside of the actual MetaMask app. Went to Angel Baby Hit Squad, hit mint, and I went there and I was like, the gas fees were like $100, and I'm like, I'm about to add another $40 or something like this, because I was like right there on that cusp. And I waited like 5 minutes, and all of a sudden it was like $60 or something, or $40 or whatever it was. And I'm like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. But anyway, I clicked it, hit mint, and I was like, all right, let's see what happens. And I'm looking at it, and it said transaction failed. And I'm like, sick. Did I just lose my gas fees? Like, I don't know what's about to happen right now. I sent a second one right after it, transaction failed. And I'm like, I'm done. If it's fate, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. And then all of a sudden the first one cleared, and the second one never did anything because I didn't have the money. And I ended up getting my first Angel Baby on there. And then Tom, I think I texted you guys like, I got it. It's awesome. I can't see anything on it yet. They're not releasing the images. And then Tom, I think what you looked at, you're like, dude, I'm gonna do it.
Well, they blocked at first. I think there was something with how they were minting. They didn't want people to be able to check out like what was next up in line on the rarity, and snag good ones and cheat the system. So that's why they had it so they couldn't see the image at all. It was just kind of like their stock image. But yeah, TJ, how is Ethereum? It's booty. It's terrible. And there was like nice parts about, because it's like more developed and further along. But otherwise, Ethereum
0 out of 10.
Well, because Tommy, you bought it and then you sent it, and I was the same way. Well, I was set to get one. But see, I had all this, I left over XRP in a wallet that I transferred over. I was like, oh, I'll just kind of convert that. But it was on Coinbase, and you can't do that with XRP there because of all these nonsense problems right now. So I was like, well, now I don't really know if I want to get into this. I still ended up transferring over after I saw yours, but I hated it because it's not like on Cardano where they say the drop's going to be 44 and you're just like good to go, 44. you wait for it to
Like miner
calculate its
dust
little,
fee.
yeah, you wait for it to do its fee, and then you send transaction. And I mean, if you're still using Yoroi, that can take some time if it's congested with the transaction fee. But Nami's quick, and Daedalus, I've never used it, but I know it's extremely fast because you guys, snag 2 or 3 every time. This though, you have no idea. So Tommy, you told me at least the minimum you had in there, and I went for a little bit more because the drop was 0.077 and they're recommending having like 0.11 in, I think it was. But just that much, and just to make sure, they knew you'd have leftover, but it's just to make sure you cover that. You just don't know though. I hated that. That was terrible to know.
Yeah, it was scary.
Like, yeah, if you're new getting in and you're telling someone like, hey, buy some ADA, all the people we told to buy ADA put in $80, get 45 ADA or whatever, and then you can get in on one drop and see if you can flip that and then get a little stash going. And then from there, you can start holding as you get more things. But this is how much you put in. I don't know. It may not be enough. Because when I first got mine in and went to do the transaction, with the gas fees at the time, I didn't have enough still. And then I had to like lower my gas speed so that it would go through.
Obviously the gas fees are terrible, but the idea of having the drops all go through the one MetaMask wallet, I think that idea is cool.
That was nice.
If you had the gas fees, if you had the money wasn't the problem, bro. Money, you would have been super easy. I would have just went around the website, press yes, buy, sign, good.
Right.
Yeah, but that's not like exclusive to Ethereum though. We'll get that on Cardano with the smart contracts and connecting wallets. So that's nothing that using Ethereum itself sucked. That'll all come to Cardano. It's just more developed. It's been around longer. Right. But that was all nice because you just went to instead of going to their website and clicking buy and getting a wallet address, then going to your actual wallet where you hold your Cardano and sending it, you just clicked buy on there. It asked you to connect your wallet itself and pulled it right from there. So it's also less chance of, unless someone builds a full scam website and somehow you end up on that instead of their official website. I mean, it's all going to be done through there, and it's all legit if you trust the project, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. It was easy and it was scary at the same time. Like, I've heard horror stories. Like, think about like a Bored Ape or one of those mutant apes was one of something that like was very popular after the Bored Apes. But I think that I actually was there the day when mutant apes dropped, and I did not have any kind of money for any of that stuff. It was like $6,000 minimum. I forget what it was. It was like two.
You have an extra minimum. $6,000 just chilling.
Well, it was $6,000, but then you had the high network fees at the time because everybody was trying to mint one, and it was like another like few grand in gas fees. Could you imagine if you dropped your gas fee down just because you didn't have to cover yourself, and then you got beat out by somebody and you lost a couple grand? Like that's insane to me that's a thing.
Digging a hole, I'm laying down.
Well, I didn't know the speed that I went at. If you choose too slow, I guess it can or it can fail on the transaction completely. It just may not go through. You chose the cheapest option, and then you just lose it. Then like the gas fees that you did pay for that, you just don't get back. Like, try again.
Yeah, and it's
like at that point I would have been able to get one.
Yeah, that Disney Fast Pass thing, I don't think it's fair. I don't like that idea.
It rewards the wealthy on that, I think. For sure. But I mean, I guess those guys, were all playing around when it wasn't nearly as busy, and they made a bunch of money, and now they have that, that fuck you money. They could do whatever they want. And now they're coming over here and looking at it like, this is probably so easy and so like amateurish to them. But I guarantee you, the second that we do get like a full good smart contract met thing where we can connect the Nami wallet to it, no problem, and then boom, click, sign, go. I mean, that's when Cardano is going to make a huge leap and close that gap a little bit between Ethereum and them.
But it was easy, and I like the website worked great. Fettuccine and those guys did their thing, and I love my angel baby that I ended up getting. I hated waiting for it when I finally got it.
I know.
And had that stupid stock picture and was just sitting there because it was the middle of the day. I think it dropped at like 9 or 10 a.m. for us. So I was working, just staring at that stupid picture, waiting for it. And then I didn't realize that
you refresh the metadata, dude.
You had to refresh metadata. You guys were like, I can see mine. I'm like hitting F5, refreshing the page. I'm like, you guys are crazy. Stop telling me what to do. This isn't working. And you're like, hit this little tiny refresh right here. And I said, all right, I got it. And
but
I do like my angel baby quite a bit.
Yeah, you got a cool one.
I got the naked one, all naked. You just got the Timberland boots on and the hat.
Yeah. Oh, some of those are really cool. I think they had like 7 ultimates, and one of the ultimates got pulled. And I think mine's more like a common one, which is fine. It's just cool to hold on to it though. It's a token pretty much. I guess the first airdrop is going to be paid for 3 weeks from now. I think Fettuccine said, and it's going to be from Jason Matias. So I'm curious to see how that structure is going to work, because they're going to give a whole tutorial video, he said, on that, on how you're going to get and connect your Cardano wallet to your account somehow, and they're going to be able to do airdrops directly to your Cardano wallet by verifying that I think you got to go verify inside the Discord as well.
Have you seen the angel pictures of Ali? I forget her full name on Twitter, Alexandra, but I think there's 5 different ones. I think he's only shared one, but I think there's gonna be 5 or 6 total. They're pretty intense.
Yeah, I've seen some in Jason's Discord as well. And he's gearing up right now for what is it? Basil.
Then they also announced we're getting the Demon Baby Hit Squad. They teased that.
Cardano.
Did you see that? Yeah, it's going to be the Cardano side. It's going to be the ADA drop to connect that.
But yeah, if you hold a 1-to-1, or it's 1-to-1 pretty much. So if I hold one Angel Baby, I can mint. I have access to mint one Demon Baby. And then if there isn't a sellout right off the that 1-to-1ness, then they're going to open it up to the public. I think is what they said.
You mean like Cardano. Open the Ethereum side up to the
open up our Cardano's mint for Demon Babies to whoever doesn't. If you don't even own one, then you can.
I see. Okay, for the 1-to-1s, I got you. Yeah. I understand now. They said that might be 6 months or less even. It might be sooner, but 6 months are hoping to have that one out. I didn't realize it's gonna be that soon.
We'll see what happens. I think they're over 3K sold right now for Angel Baby. They're doing well, so I'm happy to be part of that project. And then
I'm excited.
If he's zip and flip some stuff your way up to that point, I think grab one of those things when you get a chance.
I think they might hold stable for a bit too. I don't think until we start seeing some airdrops, or at least get closer to airdrops, where people want to start jumping in then and see where the floor's at. So I think people are just going to kind of let them settle. Like why maybe jump in this early, wait to see what happens to the floor, maybe get one cheaper as it gets closer to an airdrop, and then they can get in on the action then.
I think
you got some time. If you want some, I think you got some time for that.
I'd be curious though, if you bought it after the first official airdrop, would you still get that airdrop, or you just missed out because you didn't buy it?
I think you would just missed out on that first one. You would so they do them. I think he said every 30 days, something like that.
Oh wow! So they're not doing airdrop every week. It's every 30 days.
It's something like that.
It's like 14 over a year.
Damn. Right. I didn't know that.
There's a little incentive to hold on to it, but I don't know. We'll see how they do. I'm curious to see how the actual airdrop structure goes, because I know I was with the legacy pass for CNFT Con that I hold, there was 2,500 of those, and some of them did just 2,500 straight up airdrops. Some of them broke them up over 5 different ones, 4 different ones, whatever they were. And the floor for those things over on our side, people are picking a lot of those up for 8 ADA. So I'd be curious to see how they're going to bring value to those airdrops, so that people don't they're basically not worth anything. It's just kind of more a nostalgic thing. So I'm curious what they're going to do as far as the airdrops themselves over on Cardano.
Because I'm assuming they're not going to do 10,000 clays or 10,000 space buds for us, but I would like to see some variety. That's what I'm hoping for somewhat. I don't just want some sort of memorial token.
Oh yeah.
Something silly. Just one for every, especially if they sell out. So just one of 10,000 for everyone. And then, exactly. We're just sitting on the same token that doesn't have any value because it's not that rare to us. Even if it doesn't have value on the market, it also wouldn't be that special to me to just have something that's kind of, participation trophy essentially at that point.
Yeah.
As opposed to kind of making some rarity to them, or make some difference between the ones everyone gets.
I guess we'll see what happens. I'm curious. 3 weeks from now, we'll get to see that. So, I'm curious. It's kind of cool though. We got our first ETH project, so we'll see what happens from there. Speaking of revolutionizing kind of where Cardano is going, and connecting wallets and utilizing functions like that with smart contracts. I know you guys don't have one, but one of our buddies does as well. Is for Derp birds, the Derplings. Finally got to hatch. Was it yesterday? And with their incubator feature, you had to incubate an egg. You had to wait 2 weeks or a week, depending on
supposed to be yesterday.
And they got a few out yesterday, but the hatchery opened back up today. And a lot of people have been posting their little Derplings, and you basically connected to your Nami wallet. You had to have your bird and if you had the father and you had the egg, you could go ahead and put both those in and hatch it. If you didn't have the father, you just have a bird, a fatherless, the bastard, like we were talking about.
John Snowbird.
A John Snowbird. So I wanted to go ahead and again share the screen on some.
Damn, man, I almost want to buy a Derpling now, but I mean, I missed out on all the fun part of getting my egg, and I'm kind of upset about that.
Well, so what happens is you get, I'm on the website. So I'm actually not one of the lucky ones right now. They are having, this is just because we are so early. They're testing out all these features. For some people, it's working great. For me, my Derplings here, my eggs here, no problem. It goes ahead and says, you know what, I'm ready and my thing's connected. And I click my hatch egg. And then unfortunately it goes, something didn't work right. Refresh the page and try again. So right now I've been trying to do this all night, and I know that they know it's a known error. So certain people are able to do them and certain aren't. So I know one of our buddies ended up getting 2 of them. Me, this anticipation is gonna continue for me, but it's cool. It's cool to see.
He has an epic like you, or what's the other rarities? There's epic,
scarce. I think he has a scarce.
I think he has a scarce, or maybe right below that, a rare. And then so he had that father for that one and got the original egg, which then it can't make any more, right? That's done.
If it's scarce or higher ranked, yes, they can only do 1 egg.
Yep. And then he did buy the other one. He just bought the egg though. He doesn't have the father, so that one is a Jon Snow.
So he's got a Jon Snow,
but it was really cool. They both worked, and I'm looking forward to that too. He got in just because community. He doesn't even, he doesn't have the time to kind of follow like we do. And he just saw them so much on Twitter and everyone talking about them. And then they had good value on the market too. He does keep track of that. But overall, I just saw how connected the community was, that he said that's definitely going to just keep the value strong either way. So it's good investment, and went and snagged them.
The Derp community is nice. I like the Derp community a lot, actually. And they stay very, they mentioned out yesterday when they had a bunch of issues of, hey, we could have just airdropped you a baby. We could have just done it that way. But instead, we wanted to make it
so much more fun. It's cool.
And the whole community's response to them wasn't just like clowns, shit emojis the whole time in their Discord. Everybody was pretty much, for the most part, like, no worries, we appreciate you guys, and they're very like supporting of the actual Derp birds themselves. So I'm excited for them, and these Derp birds. I mean, it's I'd be honest, when I first saw them, I was like, what the hell are these things? Like, I didn't mint one at all. But it's the power of your community too. Like, these guys have since built up something big here, and they've got some really cool features. Even if you didn't like the artwork, the fact that what they've got going on as far as their marketing, their campaign, what they've done technology wise, they're way ahead of the curve than most of these projects out there.
Well, that's why he got into it. I mean, he bought it on the second market. That's the first one he's bought on the second market, and he actually went, he didn't buy floor price. He wasn't just trying to buy into a project. He went and got one that was actually higher priced and rare, as far as the rarity goes on the table. So he actually put in some real money into it just because of the community that he saw. That's the first time he's actually done that. It wasn't just getting in.
Oh, I reached a little bit too for this guy. He's an epic guy. And at the time, he was not cheap at all. So I was able to get him, and hopefully,
your guy.
Hopefully we'll have a baby. Yeah.
It's grown on me quite a bit. I like, because I've seen your guy so much. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's just a chill little stoner, but he's the deity type. The body type is the one, like the rarest body type on it. Deity.
Okay.
So hopefully, it's like the little lightning electric. I don't know what it is, but hopefully we get something. Hopefully he's not a little stoner baby. Maybe he is. Who knows? We'll see. whenever he hatches or she hatches, whatever it is.
Stoner baby syndrome.
Stoner baby syndrome. So hopefully, I mean, the Nami wallet, that whole functionality of connecting stuff is coming, and people are starting to take advantage of that stuff. So we're making progress out there in the world.
Korn was talking about that. That's what they plan on. Or I'm sorry, Jabronius, I think, was talking about that with their website. I think that they've seen what people can do with Nami wallet, and that it has that connectivity and those features, that they're going to try and set something up like that, probably using Nami on their website for when you have your corn in there. I'll have to transfer my corn over to my Nami so that I can watch the show, because that's how you'll get access to the website. Or the special channel on Discord too has to be verified. They're gonna have a verification channel there so that you can contribute to the show and put in your votes and how you want the show format to be, all that stuff that they talked about. Your sit down with them has to be done through Nami wallet.
Well, dude, I think, did you guys pick up anything else coming up? I know today Corn Gang was like one of the main ones that we had done. TJ, I know over the weekend I was out of town. How about you? You tried to get a good old grumpy bunny on Sunday.
Yeah, I tried. I woke up early for it and everything. I was on my Daedalus wallet, and then I saw the night before that which is made it fair for everyone that they had a window open for about 10 minutes, and they were going to randomly pick the wallet addresses that were going to get it. So literally everybody had a chance, but me, first time using my Daedalus wallet, like legit trying to get a drop with the Daedalus, because I was home and able to use it, and I wasn't picked. So
it was
like 10 minutes, and however many, like everyone sent their transactions through, and they just picked 250 out of all those transactions randomly. And I think they said they had like 2,000, right? Or something. They had like 4,500.
4,500.
Okay,
4,500 transactions in 10 minutes. And they only gave out 217 or 16, whatever it was, because a couple people won them, or a few people won. So they gave those ones away already. But they only had 217 to go to the public.
Jeez, there was only 222 of this whole thing. Yeah, like you said. Yeah, that's crazy. Because I remember, I think I was telling you guys about Grumpy Bunny and what, like on the Series 1 drop.
Yeah,
it was like early in the morning kind of thing. It was 150.
One.
Yeah, 150 of them, and I sent it in. Like I was pretty quick on my Nami. It went through like super fast, and I got refunded. I was like, why? Like, who's looking at these things?
But why?
I was like, why? And then all of a sudden, the floor went from like 200 to like 980 over like the course of a couple days, and I'm like, what the hell? What did I miss out on here? So I definitely FOMO'd, and I definitely I was lucky enough on the second go around for the Halloween one. I got like the fluffy Kruger one. So I sit with him, and actually anybody who holds the Halloween Grumpy Bunnies, I think on the 21st, this Sunday, they're doing the airdrop, the Ghostbunsters.
Really?
Oh, that's dope.
So I'll get an airdrop for that, which is really cool. And
that's the one I was there for. I wasn't there for the first Grumpy Bunny. I was there for the Halloween one with you.
Yep. And then I think they're doing more. They're doing like a Christmas themed one coming up here, like Grumpmas, I think is what they're calling it.
Oh, that's cool.
So they got their community's fun, man. And
I was gonna say, do you follow them on Twitter? Because they're hilarious to follow.
Dude, I love them. And the fact is, I don't know if you noticed about Series 2, but Series 2, their whole spiel for that, all the little sayings on there were all from communities. We're literally from the community. And like so if you noticed all the stuff, it was all from tweets of people like basically tweeting back at them, and they took the funniest or best ones that they like and made Grumpy like fit into those little memes. Like
one about them getting sued.
Yeah, one of them was like, I'm disappointed that disappointment has got more disappointing. Like it was like something like that. And the guy, he made like a little like sad bunny and stuff like that. So their whole community, that whole Series 2 drop was inspired by the community, which I thought was really cool. So and it's a low mint count, so you're more like in an exclusive access. There's not 10,000 of those things. There's only
a small club. Yeah.
So I like Grumpy Bunny. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to the airdrop and holding on to that, and then just they're taking it wherever they want to do, which is fun. I definitely like that community. Speaking of a fun community and things to get into, how about the most degen shitcoin meme coin that came out of nowhere this past week, the Hosky token? You guys see this?
Yes,
all over Twitter, Discord. I mean, if you were in the CNFT world, I don't know how you didn't see it and you missed it. Dude, I had a fun story. It was when we were talking, I think TJ, before the last podcast that we had recorded last week. El Tano shot me a message when we were going back and forth about something, and he goes, dude, check this out. And he sent me the Hosky Discord, and I clicked into it, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, I just saw people posting all this stuff, and I'm like, I've got time to get into this thing right now. I'll see what it is. And then all of a sudden it got popular, and everybody on Twitter started talking about it. And I finally jumped in. I'm like, screw it. What is this thing? And I think TJ, we were talking, it was like the doggy bowl. We clicked on it, and you send 2 ADA, you get back like 1.5 ADA. So it costs you half an ADA, and you get like million to billions of coins of these Hosky tokens that are worth literally nothing at all, like $0. Yeah. But the community loved the fact that it was worth nothing, and that they just started hammering, and everybody, it just became like a community thing. If you didn't have the Hosky stuff, like, where were you? You're not part of the community right now.
It was just insane to me to see that some people are actually making transactions with that. I mean, I don't know how real they were, but someone bought supposed to be a space bud with it, and someone else traded 15,000 ADA for like 1 billion Hosky tokens. I
feel like the space bud one, like he had to send that to himself. There's no way.
Probably. I'm just like, what?
Everybody was talking about it. It's literally worth nothing.
You literally just gave it away.
So much money, they did it for the memes. Like, that's ridiculous.
I believe they definitely did it for the memes. Like, that was the whole point of them, I think.
Well, it was the Space Buds trade though. Like, to do that, if you actually did that for real, oh, no way.
No, our good old Hosky token, man, and it's taken over though, like literally taken over the ecosystem. I believe it was even like I'd have to go back and look at the actual thing. It was like in the actual Cardano ecosystem, like Hosky token was listed as like one of the like most trafficked things throughout the week because of how big it blew up in the CNFT community.
Oh, it's funny. They post all the time that like they stand by they'll never be worth anything.
Oh, they tell everybody it's like this. Like I have 5 million Hosky,
Yeah.
I'll be right 0.
Well, no, the other joke
always
now,
pegged to $0.
the other
Always
running thing is that it's the most stable coin because it never changes. It never, like the value's never going to change on it. You can always get the same from it. It was one of the ones I saw first. You know, I saw people retweeting it and just started ignoring it and thinking this is another nonsense shit coin that people are just going to try and pump. And if you got in really early on, I'm sure you'll make money on it, but eventually it's going to crash, and I'm just not going to do the research to look at what point we're at. And then just kept seeing it more and more. And then you told me about that website, Tommy, where you just send, I mean, it ends up being half an ADA, and they'll give you, hey, we may give you 100 billion. And it's like, this sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's like you can get this, you can get this. You're not going to know what you're going to get. We're just going to send you something. But their doggy bowl that they have is literally down. It's like we have, you know, in fact, we have 50 trillion tokens will be loaded once it comes back online. These guys, they're so in demand right now that they couldn't even keep up with the transactions. They had to shut it down right now
crazy.
Because he's like, you can still grind Hosky once it comes back up. Like people are just sending money. I think even Joel Madden had tweeted back at them. Basically they've had a fun tweet to him like, hey Joel, heard you been to the doggy bowl, not sorry about the grind, no upcoming celebrity bowl, gotta grind like the rest of us idiots. And he goes, so their community is, I mean, they're, how many followers they're at on Twitter right now? They're like over 10,000, I think now. 12.6 thousand followers already.
They're following one person.
Dude, yeah, I don't know who they're following. Charles Hoskinson, that's awesome. So the founder of Cardano.
Well, it's like the digital. You guys keep track of competition. I know, but it's like the digital version of changing out your currency, like for a country that has terrible inflation or something. And those countries are ones that don't exist, where at one point they had $10 billion bills, and you can change out like $20 and get just stacks of money because their inflation's so bad. It's like the digital version of that. Like, you know, you pay half of an ADA and you get 10 billion of a coin back. Say you're a billionaire.
Tokens.
I'm a Hosky token billionaire.
Dude, I love the fact that they're like, yeah, this is definitely a rogue poll. Like, you know, guys, don't worry about it. We're fine. I think they posted, I'm trying to see where it, oh yeah. And they posted an update in their thing, or we are pulling the plug temporarily. Like, so they joke about it all the time. Like literally, this is worth nothing. You guys are idiots for buying this, but we love the fact that you guys are buying it, and the community, their meme game is on point. For whoever's running their social media,
running that is doing a great job.
Dude, I love following them, and I think that it's fun because the community is all rallying around it too. They just embrace the joke. Like all the big name people who are tweeting out to them all the time. There's like, yo, like the guy Jack over there. He's like, what do you call it? Most people aren't even aware of this. Did you also know that 1 in every 10 people own Hosky? Like all these people are just talking about this stuff. I'm pretty sure there's 9 Cardano mans out there talking about it as well. There's so much community going around this thing, and this is what I was actually talking about, like the stable coins, and Hosky token pops up with like actual legit tokens. Like
that is so funny.
It's the most stable.
It's the most stable thing. It'll always be zero. It's pegged to the zero.
Well, I wonder how many people actually saw what you just posted and were like, what's this Hosky token? I gotta get it now. And they realized they got nothing.
Dude, they should definitely go get it. Not financial advice, because it's not worth anything. But yeah, they always make sure to note that it's worth $0. So, and the guy who traded the space votes for it, I'm pretty sure it was more for like the publicity stunt of it. Obviously, yeah, it's worth nothing. So somebody was like, yeah, somebody just gave away a space bud. So I hope that whatever that transaction was, he was either good friends with that guy or he just traded it wallet to wallet. Yeah. But so it's just fun though. Like, and they're even doing a dig at ETH, like ETH 2.0 roadmap, the little thing. We've got to lower our stand. It's hard to beat this. So, but yeah, the Hosky token definitely took over, and I've got it definitely a few million myself, just sitting around on my wallet. No idea what it'll do with it. It'll just sit there forever, worth nothing. But
how funny! It'll be tied into a drop sometime or something.
yeah, you got to own a few billion to pay.
I did see on CNFT Tools, someone already jumped in on the Hosky name and had a project with Hosky in it.
I've seen people trying to mint some Hosky tokens on the actual pool thing. So yeah, man, that was definitely a shout out to the most shit coin, meme coin, the most prestigious one though. And they're fun. They're definitely fun to do that. What else do we got? So you guys are, I mean, when it comes to actually jumping into new projects themselves, like, I don't know if we ever really talked about this, but what are some of the defining factors for us to actually getting a new project themselves? Like, what are you doing your own research, or what are you looking for? I know, what's the process that we decide to when jumping into a new project? What about you guys, TJ? You got some?
Well, I feel like I was guilty of when I first started doing this, like, 6-7 weeks ago. I was guilty of the profile pictures, right? Like, every time I would send you guys a project, it was always nothing against the profile pictures, because I still love them, but all I wanted was the bored ape of Cardano, right? I would send you guys, look at this one, this is really cool. This is really cool. And Tom was like, I don't know, look it up a little bit, look at their community, which now I do. I look at the community base around it. I look at, just a bunch of different factors. What kind of, even if I personally like it, if I like the art, or even if it's a profile picture, I'm going to get it. So I just, I do a little more research on it myself.
You mean the Billionaire Bears Club's not going to the moon?
Dude, come on.
Dude,
or the crocodiles at
the crocodiles were okay. No, there was the Stone Age hooligans that got shit for a little bit too, because I think they used some stock art. They had like legit, like,
I was
art.
heavy supporting them in the beginning.
Dude, you were pushing hard for those things, and I think I bought off the hype just that you pushing me alone. And I'm like,
Gingerbread was the other one.
Gingerbread was a hyped up one.
I never had any of those,
but those are just the profile picked ones. So yeah, I definitely, because I had been in it maybe about a month then, so I saw some of the new things coming through, and I'm like, I'm gonna sit out on this one. But yeah, Tom, what about you? When you were jumping into some new projects, what were some of the deciding factors for you when you're looking at something new?
I mean, well, usually I go to our group chat first. I mean, you guys, if I start seeing something, because now I'm actually on Twitter. First time really starting to actually use it and follow people and check it for daily information, especially with how fast things change and how many new drops come up. So if I start seeing something that's being retweeted by some of the people I follow that kind of give out that information, like Cardano Man is one you just saw when you had your Twitter pulled up there, like, following him, if he starts talking about something or is engaging with someone that is mentioning it, I usually go to you guys and see if you've heard about it, and see if you have information. Sometimes you have, sometimes it's the first time any of us have heard about it at all. Yeah. And we kind of follow through. And then just kind of keeping an eye on it from there to see how the community develops. Really, you can see a lot of red flags early on. It's like you said with Corn and Friends and the organic growth, when the community builds alongside it and is actually involved and invested because they like the project, or at least the people in the community involved in the project, they want to keep interacting with that. You can tell. Clay has it, Grumpy Bunny has it. You can see when they joke and the responses they get, and then you can see the ones that some of them are so obvious. It's the bot followers, where even when you're just scrolling through their followers, all of the accounts are a week old. They have no other followers. They have no tweets at all. They're all empty accounts. Okay, these are clearly fakes. They didn't even try to hide this, if they have a ton of fake bot followers. Seeing that kind of stuff. And then sometimes they're a little more sneaky with it, but you can still see it when they tweet stuff like that. If they get no interactions, if there's 2 people liking it and they got 15,000 followers, it's a pretty big red flag. Things like that.
Even their Discord though too is a good telltale. Like whoever, like if you mentioned the big names, their big names are in the Discord too. I mean, that's a good tell that they're a legit project and they have the legit community.
Creators too. Like seeing Fettuccini in there, seeing, the other creators that we know that have been involved in other projects also interact with these new accounts or these new projects coming up. Big one is seeing some of these projects that have had their 10K drops after doing that was the early on ones, like Yummy and Clay. They had the early smaller drops, and then already had the kind of fan base built in and the hype on that behind it. So that was kind of easy to decide because they'd already been doing drops. So like Very Important Dummies, I think I got into Cardano. They were already on their second or third. I think I wasn't even there. I just got in on their second drop. You got that one. That's when you got the one that looks like our buddy with the glasses.
Yeah.
And then the third one though is, I wanted to get in on that because I know they've done this before. They know the process. They're minting they know what they're doing when it comes to minting, and I like the project.
Well, what about some of that awesome marketing that you see out there, like the Island Boys? For
I'm not saying I was going to be in my head again all night.
Damn you.
Dude, what do you mean? If I can't pay a Cameo guy to do some stuff, it's not legit? Like,
well, that's what, yeah, like, so that exactly that CardaLordz. I mean, I'm just watching along now. I myself won't be getting into that one, but the drop is going to be tomorrow, and I'm curious just to see kind of.
I thought you had that pinned on your calendar.
Is it going to be, you know?
Dude, I've been following it through you inside of.
Is it going to be Fire Festival though? Is it going to be like, you know?
It's going to be a CardaLordz.
Yeah, exactly. Like and there's, you know, if anyone's been on Twitter following along any of these, any of the kind of creators and Cardano Man and people like that, they've talked about this project plenty. The project, you know, obviously defends himself. They've stayed very engaged. So I just.
Yeah, they like took a hard stance. Like, instead of running away, like they're just full on out. Like it's like, just ready to go
or something. Like watching at this point. Like I'm just in for the show just to see what happens. Because
honestly, I've been following it from you. Like you pull it up.
I've been following way too much just because the red flags are all there. Like it's overwhelming. So in everyone's head, it's like this is going to go terrible. So kind of just watching it really like, dude. Is it going to be we're just gonna, exactly
400 floor.
We're going to blow everyone away, but it's more just. It's going to be like waiting for the accident, really. Like
they're going to drop and they're going to get all their money, and in the background, the little CardaLordz, they're going to pay for Cameo round 2.
It's like it's like a semi truck or something, like, you know, stalled on the train tracks, and you're just watching the train about to plow through it. Like that's what I'm kind of waiting for tomorrow. Like
I want the follow up update video from our Island Boys.
Yeah, exactly. It's 8 well, I think they're only giving away like a third of the picture too. They're doing so many things that are like, this is nonsense. No thank you.
Well, dude, I mean, what we were talking about too, there's another one, Mocossi is another one of those drops
like
that got called out too, by some of the community members as well. Let me see if I can pull this up over here. No, that's not them. I got it over.
I think you have 42,000 tabs.
Oh, baby.
Oh, there we are.
There it is.
How do you find anything, right? But no, they definitely got called out a little bit because they were supposed to drop earlier in the week. And then somebody in the community basically rallied around them and were like, yo, it's one thing to be inspired by artwork. It's another thing to pretty much like blatantly make a new character that looks on it. I would let them pass if they took some of their stuff, but these right here, where they had almost the identical, even the LOL things, that's where they had to basically be like, hold on, let me get back to the drawing board. And even if these were like the only ones that were paying homage to maybe Yummy, like they definitely got scrutinized pretty hard. And apparently they are releasing a little bit, I guess, in a few days. Again, they're going to try it out, see what happens. But you're going to start to see that, right? You're getting big names like Clays, you're getting Yummies that are out. DEADPXLZ, all these guys that eventually the profile picks are going to be like the top projects over here, and you're going to start getting all the derivative people who are either paying homage or just trying to be the next one of them. So I think this is the first one that we've seen that's very, very, very similar to, you know, a Yummy or one of those blue chip projects. And you know, people definitely need to do their own research before jumping into things like this. We had somebody actually ask us about that. I was saying earlier in the podcast, he's like, "Yeah, you know, what's your thoughts on this stuff?" And I mean, mine personally is just, you know, something like this. It's this blatantly close to Yummy. I would sit back and just watch a little bit. You don't need to jump in. If they sell out 10K automatically, then great. You know, that's a missed opportunity. But unless you feel that way and they feel so strongly that they're going to do that, sit back, just watch what happens, you know. And you'll see real quick if that's, you know, it's going to sell out instantly, or if it doesn't, and people, you know, what happens with the market in it. Just take your time. There's no need to rush into something that you're not too sure on. At least that's, you know, my view.
I just don't know how they defend that. Like that is not
that many too. Like
that's so.
I've seen some like, yeah, if you have like one or two, especially when the accounts, you know, a lot of these projects interact with each other and joke around, and you can see them interacting a lot on Twitter, and they're in each other's Discords and stuff. And then they do get into collabs and stuff like that too. But when they are interacting, they kind of do it as a joke. Like we did a one that has a shirt similar to yours or something, or like maybe they do the visor with the LOL on it. But to do like that one also is I guess it has the horn like the narwhal or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The one that's the stale one, the Mordor or whatever he calls it one. They're just too copied without being like
it's
to
just
not
a shape
be
of a
involved in their
yeah.
project in any way too. Like if they were like close friends of projects or something, it's like, hey, we did 4 in the theme of like some of our favorite yummies. We each picked our 4 favorite yummies and did 4 like that. And then the rest of the project's all original, that'd be one thing. But just seeing that, it's a big red flag. Now I gotta look at everything else. Like how many other ones of these are just gonna be copies of projects where you just took like attributes and pretty much copied them. You did your own art for it, but you sped through it. You took the shortcuts where you just copied someone else's project pretty much and put it on a different animal.
They're riding off the hype because what is, I mean, in what world do you think that this is going to come out with similar artwork and overtake yummies? I mean, or even get close next to them? There's,
they're not being recognized right away. Like the stale picture is one of the most, like it's his profile picture on Discord's profile picture, I think on Twitter still. He's got it animated like 3 times. It's very well known. He's, you know what I mean? It's all over the place. So I don't know how they're going to get away with that and not think that people are just going to instantly make that connection.
I know, Yummy Will tweeted at Stale. He's like, "Yo, you getting this one too?" Pretty much, it was like the exact same thing. So I don't know. I'm not saying that they couldn't come back or do something with this, but there's definitely a fine line between paying homage to something and then completely just basing your artwork around, a popular project.
Well, it's a red flag. You see it across the cryptos too. I mean, they did well too, but my one example that I know specifically myself was Lion Legends. Was that the NFT one on Cardano? Was Lion Legends?
Yeah, 3D artwork.
Yeah. And I like the art, but they had a very similar project that was coming out on a Soul that was like kind of that 3D clayish kind of thing going on for Lions also. And then there was one already on Ethereum. That one didn't have that 3D look. It was a 2D like flat surface one, but they were cartoony lions also. And it just seemed like the same project across 3 different cryptos. I just didn't want to try into it. It just was kind of a copy. It ended up doing well though. But I mean,
I think it got scrutinized. Yeah, it got scrutinized, and then I think Fidukin was, talked to them, and they were like, "Yo, it's actually legit. Like, this is our artwork."
I did like it too. You like that one a lot, TJ.
I own a line.
Cool.
I own a line. They actually just announced something briefly when I was looking today because I still hold on to mine right now, and they're offering like a staking thing for be able to stake your line in order to get certain. I don't know if it's what exactly it is. It's a token almost for that. And that token is going to be, I don't know what it is or that value of it is, but it's basically, I think they're trying to provide like kind of like the banana kind of feature over on whatever the gorillas it is on Ethereum. They're trying to do something similar to that. They just announced that today, and I need to look at it a little more. So, and that's like coming up within the first quarter up here. So I'd be curious to see, and that's different ways of adding utility, and it's definitely something. The community, I feel like now, especially in Cardano, is real quick to point out something to say, hey, that's legit, or hey, that's not legit. And if they see people in there trying to just make a quick cash grab, dude, they come after you real quick. And I even just a little bit of like the drama that happened with around 8 crypto stuff, that Nerds and Virgins project, same thing happened to him too, where he's a popular YouTuber and he was pretty, well known inside the space. And when he announced that, there was some who were skeptical of that for sure. And that release got pushed back because I think, the quality of whatever he was outsourcing to was not up to par. And, the community was about to call it out, and he kind of pushed it back. So I don't know when that actual release comes back, but the community will definitely get you.
Yeah, no date yet. They've kind of he said it'll be a couple weeks or something, the last I saw. But
yeah.
Well, at first, yeah. And then he at least took some advice from the community. I do got to give him that, because at first it was pay now, we'll give it to you in 2 days. And everyone said that doesn't make any sense at all. Why don't we just push it 2 days? And they agreed to that after kind of a vote. And I think now it's been, wait, I think I don't know why they're taking a step back, but it seems like they need a couple of weeks or something to fix whatever problem it is. You just mentioned, I got to say, you mentioned Fidukin. Cardano Man posted the most well-kept secrets in CNFTs. I don't know if you guys saw that list.
I did.
But my favorite one on there was that Eltano is Fidukin's alt account or burner account.
I didn't see that. That's funny. Yeah, no.
I did not see that. That's funny too.
Dude, Fidukin's obviously, I didn't really know too much about him when I first got into this, but he's got over 10,000 NFTs or something like that, or he's got over his first.
Does he really? Jeez.
Yeah, something crazy, but that's why he had that 10K tribute. I actually own the
Damn.
10K tribute, which is drawn by Udin, who's doing, the Happy Hoppers Club that we had talked about last week. But the Faha 100, that was like his club of like artwork. And it's like, it looks like kind of like the Street Fighter, like Ryu type of character. And there's only 100 of those. Well, that club, I'm pretty sure their floor price now for his stuff, because they get certain airdrops being in the Faha 100. Dude, I saw one sell for like 7,000 ADA the other day.
Oh,
Like they're like up there.
For the airdrop?
For the actual
For the
Faha
actual,
100.
okay, but still,
yeah,
that's
to get
amazing
into
for
his
that
thing.
too, though. That's awesome.
So you would think that that's where like an Angel Baby or one of those, like that's the value you hope to drive, right? Of being that exclusive guy, like you want to be in that club because of that. And I think the CNFT con in the past was the same kind of thing. They wanted that. I think you just got to figure a way to provide value. Like Faha, that's a huge thing to be a part of inside of this community. And I'm pretty sure that thing minted very, very cheap back in the day. So when you're doing your own research, you definitely should, at least my personal thing that I'm doing, especially me being the early one on this, I was, when I first did it, jumping into everything and anything I could because it was so brand new. And as it started to grow and grow, again, my first thing that I always do is I go to check their Twitter. I'll go to one CNFT. That was the website I was using at the time. I'd go through, click on the Twitter, then go to the Discord. Let me look in there. Is there a lot of followers or is there a lot of engagement? Is it kind of dead in here? If not, let me go check Twitter. Twitter, great followers, no likes. Yeah, it's a red flag for me. Or just, the engagement back and forth, if even the chat itself. Those are like the main things that I would look for. And then from there, kind of round table it with you guys a little bit and be like, yo, what do you guys think about this stuff? And then we would either we would jump in, jump out and go from there.
I mean, it's been long enough. I think we're pretty good at noticing the genuine engagement in the communities and seeing the ones that when you get in Happy Hopper Club, right away when you're in the Discord. Like that first night you guys were in there, you ended up staying in for like 3 hours.
It was so much fun though too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You pulled it up, just like, what is this? Someone sent this to me, and then just ended up playing around in there for 3 hours because everyone was having such
grinding
a good time.
XP, man. What do you mean?
So when you're up, we're pretty good at finding those. I mean, the biggest thing too is you find those big names that we just, some of the ones we mentioned on Twitter. And you don't necessarily take everything they say as word, or you're not going to be able to get in every project they may mention too, because they have a little more ADA to spend. But just noticing the things that they bring up as red flags, and then kind of developing that for yourself and figuring out, what you see yourself as. Because I think sometimes the best NFT you buy is the one you pass up on, or if you just don't feel good about it and it's just something doesn't feel right, and I don't know if I can either get this project or another one. And sometimes you get passed up on both. It's not worth forcing it. It's not worth just, I want to get an NFT today. Everyone's talking about these 2 drops today, so I'm going to jump in one of them. And then they both go to 10 ADA.
Well, I know we missed out on a couple like that too. We missed out on, was it Zombie Chains? And then we just missed out on the Degen club as well. I think we were waiting for Voodoo that day. And I'm not, I still like Voodoo. I'm a big fan of theirs. I have a few of theirs.
We didn't like, and that was like almost an impossible. It wasn't that we didn't like Degen. It was literally they both dropped at the exact same time. Everything shit its pants. Like the whole system just crashed. That's what happened. And it was just like, okay, well, we have one of the, I remember sitting there just like, I don't know which one to get. We knew we had to pick one or the other. We knew we weren't going to get like onto both. In fact, I think we actually tried, because I did a second one for Voodoo and tried to sneak over to Degen, and it was just mayhem at that point. Dude, there's no point in it was just everything crashed.
Dude, shit your pants kind of thing on the network. That's dude, the transactions tonight, even because we were talking about drops that happened. It was VeggieMates were at one point, and then there was aeoniumsky that dropped tonight. And there was one other one that we saw coming through. But it crashed the network too. And the Derplings were coming out. Like everything was just getting minted today, and it just clogged up that blockchain. Literally pooped his pants. That's gonna be my new thing.
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's because the minting today, but I think that helped the market a little bit, because I noticed a lot of projects floor price increased today after all these drops that happened. So that was cool to see, because it has been pretty low, recently.
Well, it's either people were sitting on stuff for a while too for the last couple of weeks, like they had, kind of the same. I feel like it came in waves, right? Like I was in early, and I felt that burnout, like last month, where I was like, I remember we talked about one of the first podcasts. We're like, dude, I'm just burned out after this Friday or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Well, there's now a bunch of new people getting into it, and maybe they're, I think that second wall kind of hit for people too who had just gotten, the same kind of feeling we did after that first month. I think, now the next wave of people are at that point. So now, and then they were probably saving up. There were some big name drops that are coming out right now too. So, and if, I don't know if you want to call it that or not, it felt like a little bit of a bear market almost inside of CNFTs this past week. And it was, it was a little depressing. You've seen crypto going down a little bit right now as well. So I don't know if that was a direct reaction to that, or if it was just, the state of the marketplace. It could have been, we were talking about angel babies minting on Ethereum. I don't know if that messed with people a little bit too. But it seemed like even all the big name projects are down right now over in the space. If you're looking for any kind of a deal, I think space buds were down to like $33.99 or something on the floor at one point. And it's like, I haven't seen that down in a while. So if you're jumping in, now is the perfect time to do that. And get
fire
some
deals for sure.
Yeah, some fire sales. Yeah, for sure right now. And it's I don't know, man.
Space buds down to
3,300, 33 or 3,400, something like that. But that's crazy to me because those things were sitting over 5,000 not too long ago.
You see the floors though, like for some of the floors we're seeing going up. I mean, does match the ADA price, because when ADA goes down, some people raise their floor or raise the floor because they want the same amount of money US dollar wise.
Right.
So you do see that go up sometimes. And then I'm wondering, I mean, I just saw a meme recently where people see the huge gains that people get in some of the other cryptocurrencies when they get in early, but they think the people that held on that whole time, it's not just a flat ride the whole time. There's valleys and mountains the entire time where you see it go really high and you got to hold and not sell, but then it dips even lower and you got to hold even more because not run out and wait for it to go to its actual true potential. So I'm hoping when it does mountain again here, which we all have confidence it'll do, that some of the floor prices will kind of stay steady though as well. They won't kind of drop the floor price as it goes back up in reaction.
But you find like that support, it's like crypto, right? Like eventually, if you when in doubt, zoom out. Like eventually over time, you're going to see it continue to climb. But that's the main, like where we're at, we find it's like correction right now in the marketplace. It goes up and then it corrects, and then it goes up and it corrects. But over time, it steadily will continue to rise.
I think there's enough, people that believe in its potential that they're going to stay in and keep that, so it can only correct so much. Yeah, you see those corrections because it's the people that hear ADA and they just want to get in for some quick gains. They get in when it went below $2. They watch it go to $2.19. They sell out again, and then you see that correction when those people all sell out and get their little profit back. But we, all of us people that are holding in, is going to keep it steady, hopefully, and we'll just see it then bounce back it just continues to grow.
I'm just curious about like a year from now, we come back to this conversation one day, or like 900th podcast out that week. I don't know like it'll be like 50 something, 60 something.
901 if you've been here since the beginning.
We're going to up our schedule.
952 for the OGs. Yeah. A1.
Hey, you've been A1 since 950 day one. Yeah. So I'll be curious to see what it'll be in like a year from now if we come back and say, do you remember when space buds were 3,300 ADA? Do you remember when clays were sitting at 1,000 ADA floor or 1,200 ADA floor, whatever they're at? Because I can guarantee you those big projects next year are not going to be, they're all pushing. They made good money too this year, right? They sold out, they did well. They've released some stuff. They've now got some funding to really take the project to a new level. And you've seen that obviously with the Bored Apes, but obviously they're on another level with their money they've made.
All the celebrities that are involved in it too. That's the biggest thing, I think, pushing the popularity into the mainstream and getting more people that wouldn't normally see this stuff to see like, oh, there's not just these crazy people on the internet talking about this cryptocurrency. There's celebrities,
my favorite celebrities and
stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like the Bored Apes, you saw that picture I sent with all the people that have them. They're not only buying them too. They're not only just buying them because they see it as a good investment. And I'm going to buy this because I think it's going to get more money. I heard about it. My business manager told me to buy one, but they're using them still as their profile pictures. Like they're jumping in on all that, put them in their profile pictures, using them on Twitter. Like you're actually seeing them join in the community. It's cool.
Well, I saw what's his name, Beeple. I don't know if you know his he's one of the most famous like NFT artists now, and he does his stuff over on Ethereum, I think. but he was on Jimmy Fallon, like literally on Jimmy Fallon. And Jimmy Fallon has bought Bored Ape, and I saw him tweet out the other day, he's looking for a mutant ape now. And it's like those celebrities who have that ridiculous amount of money who can actually spend on that. Like these people are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on these pictures, right? And that's when to the mainstream media, they're looking at it like, what are you guys doing over here? But eventually that's going to pique that interest to people to get in, open that door up. And once they're in, like we've talked about, like you guys had no idea what this NFT world, and same thing with me, was until you actually owned one. Until you got into it, you had no idea what this community was, and the feeling of it. And so I think that's going to be that next poke. Like, Bored Apes are leading the way, whether you like them or not. They've paved the way for what a community can do for the actual NFT movement itself. And I think we saw that with Snoop Dogg last week. And I don't know, did you guys see real quick, since I don't know, I wasn't planning on sharing this, but since it is actually pretty cool, was for Claymates tonight. Did you see what they actually put out? Because remember they did the Snoop Dogg thing?
Yeah.
And Snoop Dogg took a look at that.
One. Yeah.
Did you guys, remember Busta Rhymes? Dude, from his music video? Did you see that one?
That's wild.
did.
No,
isn't that crazy?
That is really cool.
So they tweeted that back out. They had actually made that a while back. I remember seeing that when I first got into clay. I was thinking it was one of the first things I saw when I got into Claymates.
August. Wow, that's crazy.
I would like to see them make like a stop motion animation series. Maybe not even with words, just to see.
You ever watch Gumby? I used to love that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that would do really well with that. That'd be cool.
They could reignite a celebrity death match.
Oh, now we're talking. Was it Snoop Dogg that just said back looks rare?
It is, yeah.
Or was that Mike?
That was, that was Snoop Dogg.
I like how that kind of became like a running thing, though. Like, I saw it on a bunch of people posting their angel babies. People would just comment back and go, "Looks rare."
Oh yeah, I can't remember. Oh, everybody's been doing that now. Yeah, looks
I love
rare.
that everyone just like looks rare.
I don't see, even Clay's got the moonlight. Now Clay's been they're up to something. Speaking of Clay's right now, since we're talking about them, they actually released a tweet out this Sunday. They have their white paper, clay paper as they're calling it. I don't know if I can have it right here, but the Claymates, I don't know, their roadmap is possibly on the way this Sunday the 21st, and I'm really curious to see what they release and what their plan is for going in there next year, because they've had crazy success obviously this year.
Oh yeah.
We were even talking to Jason Matias when we had done our sit down. He said he had talked to them back in like March time, and they were flirting around with the idea of being on ETH at that time. And then they ended up, now they're on obviously they're on Cardano, and they made that their home. And the high quality work they've done to work with Good Charlotte now, and Snoop's now obviously seeing their stuff. They're tweeting stuff to Busta Rhymes, like they're actively pushing this community forward. Like the Cardano ecosystem they're one of the leaders out there.
Yeah, physical merchandise coming out soon. Or you got your jackets coming in soon.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to rock that jacket. I got the hoodie on the screen for that, but I don't know if I can find it. Yeah, they also have a petition and stuff for scammers. They're organizing it for a community. They have 70 people sign up for a scam awareness week that they're working on getting people out and just pushing the community forward, these guys. So I'm curious to see what'll happen on Sunday when that clay paper does actually come out. And obviously Clay's, that's one of the ones that me and TJ hold right now, and one of our other buddies. And Tom, we're gonna, that's a good time if you got the ADA, or 200 and something ADA or whatever it is right now, like right around
for a Halloween one.
Yeah, just
the whole not regular clay, right?
No, but you could buy their original Claymate. Some of that stuff is sitting around like 300, 400, 500 ADA, which is a lot of money, that just in general. But maybe a year from now, who knows where that'll be at. So that was kind of cool. Obviously, big shout out to Claymates, and I just thought that Busta Rhymes thing was actually really sick that they had brought back up.
Does he have other NFTs already or no?
Ooh, Busta Rhymes?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's big into shit too.
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude, all these celebrities are getting into this stuff. Like everybody's going that way right now, and I just can't imagine the public not, especially when Coinbase opens up. Right, they had, I don't know how many things they had signed up for when they did their thing. Can you imagine when that opens up? Because we've been toting VeVe this past couple of weeks on some stuff, and the VeVe, the Disney Golden Moments that had just passed, like literally licensed Disney products. There was Star Wars and Marvel and Disney, and you look at that stuff, and what their last one that just sold this past week was like Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse. They were holding like the classic thing, the statue of them holding hands. And looking out, it was minted for $333 or gems on their website. And what we say they're selling for like almost $12,000 right now.
Yeah. 12, I think 15 was one of them
12,000
too, or something like that.
Insane, like some of that stuff. Even my Iron Man bought
15,000 Stanley nickels
and Snoop bucks. Yeah. But the day that opens up, like
sold your
Hosky
you sold
tokens.
your pizza truck for 400 Hosky tokens.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, Hosky. Hey, those Hosky tokens might be worth something over on this side one day. Yeah, you do the fact when that opens up
too, like OpenSea, we're waiting on that for Cardano.
Dude.
I just saw they're always tweeting at them. Like every time any of the bigger sites say, what do we want to see next? And everyone's always saying we want Cardano on here, bring it in.
Oh, if they can, the problem is they need the true map. Like they need to get Nami to the point where it can connect and not have problems. Like that once they can get past that point, obviously that's an option. It's just I don't know how that's going to work, right? Because they don't have any other blockchain on there. Like Tezos has its own minting website, and Solana, same thing with them. I don't know how that's going to be, and I don't know if that's something maybe Coinbase is looking to do, where you can select your blockchain for NFT art, because there's all kinds of different stuff. Even TJ, remember back in the day when we were doing like the Safe Moon stuff? Remember NFT art?
I do. I had that coin still.
I think I sold mine, or maybe I have some. I have like 1 million.
I mean, it's worth like $7. So
I have like a trillion of those things, right? Or not that many, but something like that, right? And they have their own NFT marketplace, but it's on. I don't know. I'm assuming that's on the Binance network.
Did not know they had their own marketplace. Thought it was just a coin.
BNB. No, they do. They legit released like an NFT thing. So everybody's going that route, or we know it's going to that thing, and we always say it's so early right now, just sitting in there. So like I think weeks like this where it is down and it's hard to be, it's hard to sell anything right now. It feels like, you just got to power through these times and just remind yourself that
that's early. Hard to sell. It's hard to sell for the value that it's worth.
Oh, you've seen
right?
it be worth, right?
Yeah,
that's why like we said
I'll give you 2,000 ADA for that, rare clay you have. No shot. I'm not selling for that much. There's no way.
Right.
You got a trade offer recently, didn't you? TJ,
oh my gosh, I've got a couple of trade ones. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
How much? Yeah, because you have the green clay. That's nothing like super rare, but it's also not. It's a green clay still.
Exactly.
And you're not going to just go out there and sell it for pennies. So
I was like, I'll be mad at myself next year if I sell it for this low now. There's no way, especially when the floor was low a few days ago.
I bet you watch the clay paper come out, and all of a sudden
everything shoots up
because there's some sort of utility that they're offering for people still holding on to those things. So or something to look forward to.
Yep.
We saw that happen with the Halloween drop too. So I don't know. I just have to remind myself sometimes that I have like 400 of these things now. Every week, I swear to God, we'll do a celebration party. We'll put a giveaway on. I'll do a personal giveaway if I hit 500 of those things. So I'm gonna need to get rid of them at some point.
Can I enter?
Dude, I don't know. I'm gonna have to, I'll forget about the giveaway, and then I just want the followers,
Well, you just had another reward through them too, I guess, Tommy, with the clay fellas, right?
Oh yeah, the clay fellas, dude, the Sweet Fellas and Claymates did their collab, the clay fellas. And I finally did the card, the Jack, Queen, King, and Joker drops that came out. And I actually got my reward finally for that this week. It came in. I had the tier 2. Like if you held a certain deck of those, you got a chance to go ahead and get a new airdrop this week. So I held tier 2 rewards, and I got the 9. So there's now a 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. And,
there was a Jack. It was a Jack, Queen, King, Joker originally, right?
Yep. So these were,
and then now they added the 9, 10, Ace. So
correct.
Like
so
they filled out the whole thing. That's dope.
Yep.
I just like how they did that, where they base it on like what hand you hold. Will determine the tier and the prize or gets the amount of airdrops you get a chance at.
Yeah, and you could have claimed multiple. Like me, I just did all the spades of the Jack, Queen, King. So then I got my 9 of spades right now. So I need to go out in the market, hunt down for a 10. So I can get my what is that? The 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King.
Straight. Yeah. Is your 9? Wait, what is your 9? It's a spade too.
You can get
the straight flush. All right. Yeah. Nice.
So that's what I'm looking at. And I'm pretty sure I read back on clays too that that they're doing like they're going to do like a game night and like card nights and stuff like that when utilize these things in some capacity. I can imagine obviously a physical deck being created out of these. So I'm sure they're gonna have some cool stuff. But even then,
I love how they're all animated too. Like,
Yeah, like
I've
this-
only seen your
yeah.
Jack, I think, because I don't. You bought the Queen and King kind of sneaky. The Jack, I know he
Yeah.
burst through it. I assume the Queen and King, he does something like similar, like blast
Yeah.
through it or something. It's gonna take 45 minutes to load now.
Nah, dude, we're chilling somewhere in here. I got 9 million of these things. Remember what we said?
But I do remember the Jack smashing through, and then some of these also came with that. What I don't remember what it has an L on it when it has the clothing
NFT link, yeah.
link. That's what it is. Yeah, and I know that. Okay. Oh wow.
So that was the king right there, right? And
That's
yeah,
awesome.
same thing. They all do the same thing, like the king, queen, and my Jack, all just bust through and have their own little animation. Just kind of like wave at you.
But yeah, because I know our other buddy got the shirt, which I think he just claimed today or yesterday. It was the cutoff for it because they pushed the cutoff.
Yeah.
He's gonna get his shirt, his Clayfella shirt.
Well, yeah, that's the NFT link.
You get a shirt? I didn't know you get a shirt.
You get a shirt
Yeah.
that has like the QR code on it. You scan it, it'll like show you your NFT.
Yeah, you get the physical merchandise. So there was like Clayfella Jack -L, and that, and if you had a certain time period to claim it, and they would send you like the same thing with the hoodie for the Claymates, the sweater, same concept. So it was if you managed to get the L, then you could go ahead and get the actual physical shirt. I've seen people actually just get those recently, so I need to go check
The
them out
jacket
here
was
soon.
everyone, right? Like anyone that bought that Good Charlotte.
Yeah, that was
jacket.
all
With
guaranteed.
these,
Yeah.
It was just kind of like randomly you got assigned it like a trade, and some of them had shirts attached to them.
Oh yeah. Well, the
Yeah,
cool
that's
thing,
cool.
the cool thing about too, which I still tote from my Jack, there was a total of 1,100 of these sweet felon things minted, and I got number 1,100, the Mr.
Oh, that's
Irrelevant,
cool.
the
I
very
remember that
last
now,
one.
Yeah, that's right.
So that was fun. That was a fun little flex. But yeah, so I had my Clay fellows this week, and then I think another one I wanted a quick touch base on, which we followed up was Fauna, the guy who does all the 3D artwork for Dead Pixels. He went ahead and made me a custom 3D artwork of my Dead Pixel of my Santa hat.
That so good.
Dude, he does so much cool work, man. I've been seeing so many more. It reminds me of like Animate Bits, right? With the yummies. Like people started doing a few of them, and then we you started seeing more and more, and now he literally is just like backlogged so much that he has no time to like here's a batch of the new ones right now, and the animations get even sicker for those things as he's continuing to grow. So
these ones are really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like your Santa hat guy a lot already, but the way, I mean, the 3D effects on it are amazing. Like that, the hat and the bobble hanging off the side there.
Dude, yeah, he does a really good job on these things too, and he does all the stuff. Even on Twitter, like he's been, I don't know if he's getting into more different out anything outside of Dead Pixels, but he's getting better for sure, because I've been seeing some of his new stuff. So I wanted to show that off, and I think I had one other one, which was just my aeoniumsky, since we're sitting here talking, which was
Definitely, yeah,
which was the car, the motor
Quality
vehicle
every time.
Yeah, dude, these things are still sick. Like, and you have the music from was it Jameson was it Jameson Daniel music? That
Sounds
does some
right.
of yeah. So they did some cool stuff, and again, I'm
the
zooming in,
007 cars, right?
yeah, that's what these are, right?
James
The
Bond
007.
cars, yeah.
Yeah, so I got a common
This is
one
from
with-
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yeah, right. So, but even you can mint in. He's got aeoniumsky 20. So I can guarantee you next year that aeoniumsky is going to be a huge artist in this space. He already is. He's starting to grow. But I'm excited because you got the Block 9 drop coming up here on the 30th.
I want to get that one.
Dude, Block 9, you're still so early because there's 24 just in the first series. So can you imagine when Series 1 sells out and Series 2 jumps in, and how many people are going to be around then? If you're holding any of these 24 blocks, like, they're going to be, the value of these things is going to be up there, because his quality, again, you zoom in on these things and the level of detail.
Well, imagine if you have a whole set of 24, all of them.
You're rich, man. Or, do you have some of the sickest artwork? Because you imagine the people who collect all 24 blocks and make the full picture of all this.
When you zoom in, it's so much crazier. There's so much stuff moving.
Right? Yeah, you can barely see anything, right? But then you click into here, and it's like,
It's
even
so
inside the
detailed.
spoke, like
That's what I mean. I was looking in the wheels and the wires and everything under there. There's like all the different dials down there.
Oh yeah,
It's wild.
His stuff is awesome, man. So or them entity, I don't know what they are, but big fans of their stuff, and definitely be looking for
The
Block
cars
9.
are great. I've been looking at all the other ones minting, and yours is actually, I mean, I know you got the common one because of the background and everything like that, but
Yeah.
I like yours a lot.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a big fan of that. I think they did 2020 of those tonight. And again, that was the one the blockchain just pretty much broke. So people are I think still they were at the back end of receiving those things. But hey, trusty Nami got me my drop tonight, not my Daedalus. So
There
you
you
can
go.
do
That's
it.
what I've been using. It's been going great for me.
Nami works really well as long as you don't have anything in there. Otherwise,
never-
and you're about 10 seconds. If you're within about the first 10 seconds of that drop with Nami and nothing in there, you got a good chance.
I still haven't made a Nami wallet yet.
You got the
You can
data
do that.
So, I mean,
What
that's
the hell are you waiting
solid.
for, dude? No.
You're gonna need it though if everyone
I
starts
know.
making it so you have to connect your Nami wallet, like you're gonna need it for the corn website if that's what they go with, which
You
it seems
made
like they
a-
are.
You downloaded and made Daedalus before you created a Nami wallet. Like you
I
did all
figured
those
if I'm
steps.
going to be on my computer, I'm going to use the Daedalus one.
I feel you on that, but I think once you get used to, dude, Nami is so nice. Like I love using Nami. It's super simple. And they the whole thing that sucks about Yoroi until they actually get this thing featured for it is like sending multiple NFTs in one shot. Dude, Nami is awesome for that. And you can actually get the preview of that. Even in Daedalus, you don't get the preview for the token. I have to go like look at the back end of the asset and hit add one. Usually I just send all of them at once because I don't want to look at what the asset number is on Daedalus.
Oh, so you don't keep your stuff on Daedalus and you take everything off of there.
Oh, and Daedalus is meant for speed, baby. That's all that thing does. It's just you put it in, you pump it, give me something, and then it goes right out.
You don't want those other ones clogging it up. Yeah.
No, that's my fast. I got a Nami. I got one Nami for fast speed and another for a Daedalus for fast, and then I got a Nami that holds and a Yoroi that just keeps doing its thing, just chugging along.
It's there.
It's old trusty. It's old trusty Yoroi. She's been there since the beginning. But obviously she's a little worn out. I've been way too many transactions in that thing. Yeah, definitely. What the fuck are you doing, bro? Get the
yeah.
Nami
Jump on
off.
Nami for sure. You're gonna need it either way. You want to watch
Right.
I know.
the corn gang show, our corn friend show.
Yeah. One thing too I wanted to shout out towards getting towards the back end of this stuff is our boy Wraith CNFT. I know we have been talking at them, and my mom's a community mom over there. He's building. He actually, congrats to him. He sold out this past week since the last time we talked out.
That's awesome.
So big shout out to Wraith.
Congrats for
He's
sure.
another one of the biggest examples, at least that we're involved with, or that I see directly.
Not involved, but we're a big community.
Yeah. I mean, part of the community. Yeah, exactly. Like
we don't get paid to do anything.
No, you guys own the NFTs and you guys buy the NFTs because you're a fan, and that we see that has that organic growth. That the community is all there because they enjoy the race. They're building the hockey teams because it's fun to do and they just like being a part of the community.
Dude, the hockey teams are sick.
So it took a little bit longer though for them to sell out, but they kept strong because of the community spreading the word and people sharing things, and then people actually wanted to get involved. People saw that as opposed to some of these ones that have 50,000 Discord members and 200 people online because they're all bots.
Right. No, yeah. Wraith's community was built right. He didn't sell out on mint day. But over time there was like a community that grew, and there were certain people that obviously were there to support, and it was only a 28 a drop as well. So you continue to go ahead and see people
get into it
each morning. Like every morning I would go ahead and I think the last week when he was getting closer to like under 1,000, I would wake up in the morning and just be like, all right, today's the day. I'm getting that animated like a horseman right now. And nope, never.
Well, some of the rares too, he was holding us on the edge. He kept saying how many rares were left, and there was quite a few rares towards the end, out of the actual how many he made, still available even towards the end of the drop. So he kept saying like, hey, there's still like 3 unminted. If you guys trying to get in, there's still 3 rares left.
Yeah.
And I mean, they kept it going though. So I'm glad he sold out though. I mean, he definitely deserved that. They did a great job. And the community just kept growing. They got the community mom. I mean, your mom bought one of them.
Oh yeah, technically one. Yeah, she's got 2 of them now, but yeah, she bought one of those things, and Wraith being the nice guy that he was.
Oh, that's right. She wanted the purple after she got into the first one.
Yeah, gave her a heart emoji and everything. She's community mom out there. I think when we go down next week for Thanksgiving, I'm going to go ahead and actually get her a Discord or make her community mom. I'll get her a profile pic. And
that'd be great.
We'll make her
fantastic.
We'll make her legit on that. So, but yeah, big shout out to Wraith, and I need to jump back in there. I spent like a few days and just trying to play catch up with all these sit downs, man. Dude, these sit downs and double recording, like I feel for anybody who's doing YouTube and any kind of content creation, because we're sitting here, we all have full-time jobs, and then we come home and double recording and editing for Tom. It's been crazy over here, man.
It's been a lot of work. It's been fun doing it, but it definitely
it's enjoyable though.
Yeah.
It takes its time to do it right.
It does. So we're excited. I know that we've had a couple sit downs right now these past couple of weeks, and the corn one, this past week obviously was a lot of fun. And I know we have a couple people actually we've reached out to one where we're working either maybe on a new series or maybe not, maybe keeping it the sit down format. And then from there on, we're gonna collectively regroup and see who else is around inside this space, as we continue to grow. I don't know if it's something too that you guys want to talk about as we get bigger, of wanting to get a Discord, an actual Discord. I know we have our own personal one that we use, but seeing if there's any kind of involvement from the community that wants to see something like that. That's always something that we're always open to, or just at least having kind of a Q&A kind of thing, like how Corn and them to start it out, get a place to start building something. And then as time grows, we'll start to build that out.
That could be fun for sure. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. I mean, there's so many Discords to keep track of it. Just depends on how much we can keep it engaged, but that could definitely be fun.
It's either that or maybe we start jumping in. I wouldn't be opposed to starting a little a Twitter space each week, just once a week to get to live chat with us, maybe for an hour. And then kind of ask questions or just kind of follow up on some of the episodes itself, or suggestions, feedback, all that stuff. Obviously you see the big ones like the Real Talks, Cardano over coffee. I saw one for women that happened this week.
Super women.
There's women in Cardano or whatever it was. It was hosted by Allie, who's Jason Matias' partner over there. She's creating I listened in, I think, for about an hour. I don't know if it was Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Monday night, actually. I was listening in on the episode 1 for her. And it was all these women in some of them were content creators.
Were you allowed to listen? It's all the women there.
Dude, what do you mean? It's an open community.
Wasn't no boys allowed.
No boys allowed.
No boys allowed. We have cooties. We're not allowed inside. No, dude. They were super chill about stuff. They were just kind of, saying how they feel inside the community itself of this is a male dominated industry, and they may feel like they don't really have a big platform to talk, or when they are in one of those spaces, they don't get the same love as some of the other guys do when it comes to the platform. So there's big moves being made on that side. And, Twitter spaces just in general, I think are a good way to connect with your actual audience in a live, easy way, instead of us having to listen to a thing each week. This is fun for us to go ahead and talk, and for people to kind of listen and sit in at their own time. But there's another different kind of direct reaction, even better than a Discord, I think, when you can actually just say, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? And get a chance to talk to us.
Yeah. Raise your hand, have something to say hello.
Say, hey.
This is actually a 2-part question.
Yeah. Hey. What's that from Harold and Kumar? Yeah. It's a 2-part question. Oh man, just give them the answers now. Be real with them on that. That's why I like that real talk.
We got a lot to look forward to, though. We got some. We're almost at the end of November here. We got Equine coming up at
December,
mid-December, maybe, and get some other parts. We're start hopefully seeing our Christmas stuff here coming out. But a lot to look forward to, as we get into the I don't know if so far it doesn't seem like there's anyone really doing Thanksgiving drops, but I'm sure the Christmas stuff will start coming out here in the next 2 weeks, and we'll start seeing those teas. So I'm excited to see what's coming up here in the next period as we get into the new year.
I don't think we really mentioned it too. Yeah, we're coming up, and like I said, the Thanksgiving time, but I think we just passed the other day our first official month of actually doing Freedom 35ers, which is a cool little milestone for us. Right? That's pretty, it's pretty crazy what we're on. We've recorded 5 episodes now, and 2 sit downs, and a few different clips that have been put out. Very cool. Dude, it's crazy. It's been a month already, right?
Yeah.
It does not feel like it. Yeah, but it doesn't. It feels like it's been a lot longer, but then it's also been extremely fast. It seems like we just started a week ago. It's very weird.
Yeah, right. We're just talking for the first time, but I mean, even looking back at that video 1 versus where we're at now, it's so a different level of comfortability and just and getting into a different groove, right? So that's fun. I mean, we're approaching, I think, coming up on about 200 followers. Again, all of our stuff's organic. We haven't done any giveaways or anything yet. I mean, not opposed to doing any of that stuff, and maybe we'll celebrate certain milestones.
Yeah, but for the community.
Right. But we want to, we're building something where we want people who want to be here, want to listen to us, and want to interact, because we want to do the same. So maybe we'll keep an eye out here as we start to continue to grow. But I think we're approaching 100 subscribers too on YouTube coming up here.
Oh yeah,
we missed the mark on a 69. I think TJ, you put that. So
I did as a memory.
you're like, nice, dude.
Nice.
So then we got the Instagram popping right now. I know Tom, we posted a video the other day. So go check us out on Instagram. I think we're gonna go ahead and set up what was it called, a link tree. So because we got way too many websites now. We're on Google, or sorry, not Google. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on Instagram.
Twitter.
Twitter, obviously. And yeah, dude,
Javi.
College days.
Yeah, man, it's been great. It's been exciting. Appreciate it. Glad people are enjoying it and seeing the interactions and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. Enjoying doing it.
We're enjoying being part of that community and starting to grow as like one of the first official podcasts out here. So I'm excited to see where this next thing goes, and especially going into the end of the year. It's gonna be fun, man.
We're all gonna make it.
We're all gonna make
Freedom
it.
35ers.
Freedom 35ers.